What is up, guys? JayFerGaming here. Welcome back to my F1 2016 career mode. This is the Bahrain and Chinese Grand Prix. I do have some explaining to do, but first of all, if you're new to my channel, do remember to hit that subscribe button. I do want to thank you guys for 1,500 subs. I did hit that landmark. Such a great feeling, and I appreciate all the support from everyone that has been given to me and my channel. But first of all, the positives here is that we have a number of upgrades on the car. We still have the weakest car in the field, but that brings us closer to the midfielder meet. We should be able to battle with all them. I think as a driver we're better than them, and yeah, it should be very close and a lot more successful results coming this season. But I have had a couple of issues recording. I don't know what it is. I don't think it's me being stupid. I think I might have a device issue, but my F1 XL highlights from Mexico didn't record, and the Bahrain Grand Prix for some reason is not recorded, and I'm absolutely devastated. You can see the car performance there. We had a fantastic race. We really did. It was so entertaining, and I'm gutted you guys can't see it, but I'm going to quickly describe it. I qualified in P16, got into Q2. I got an awesome tow for about half the lap from Nico Rosberg, and that's what got us into Q2. We finished last in the Q2 session, but 16th was a positive start. We got ourselves up to about P5 early on. We started on the super softs. Amazing start. It happened just like in season 4, where we just flew through the field, obviously on the fresh tyres, went on to the soft compound tyres, dropped down the field a little bit, ended up in P9, and then mediums for the final stint. We were struggling, and a few late stoppers went on to the super softs, but then the safety car came out, so that helped us out, and we had a 2-lap sprint to the end of the race. I was in, I think, P9, overtook Kvyat, then overtook the 2 Red Bulls with a sideways overtake into turn 1. It was absolutely incredible. That's the thing I'm most gutted about, because it was absolutely brilliant, and we ended up in P6. A brilliant finish there, and I apologise once again for this, but the Chinese Grand Prix will be after this discussion. But there's the championship standings after Bahrain. Nico Rosberg's had a fantastic start to the season. Champion Ricciardo down in P5, and we're up to P9, so 8 points already for the Sauber. The car did feel so much better. It really did, and the improvements and upgrades, it's going to be exciting now, guys. We are going to have a decent car to actually challenge and fight through the field. That puts us up to P6. 10 out of the 11 teams have scored, so it's going to be a competitive season. It really is. We still have the weakest car, but with a few upgrades, it's only going to take 1 or 2, and we'll shoot up the order. So now, let's look forward to the Chinese Grand Prix. Hooray! We have some racing footage. Again, I do apologise for Bahrain, but we're moving on to China now, and we're into qualifying. And the start of Q1 did start in intermediate conditions, and I knew it was going to dry out, so I decided not to go out. So the AI have put in their intermediate runs. We currently haven't put in a lap, and this is going to be our one and only lap. So I knew that all the AI wouldn't put a lap in on dry tyres, so we had a great chance of getting out of Q1 for the second time in 2 races. We got P16 in Bahrain. Can we get out of Q1 with this lap? I think we're the first ones to put in a lap on the super softs, and there we go, with 36.8, and we ended up being the slowest of the dry tyre runners, but we ended up in P8. The strategic gamble to wait to the end paid off. We'll see who got eliminated. Surprises. Hamilton and Magnussen, but Ericsson came last and ended up with a 5-place grid penalty. So a great session from my teammate, but the improved car is definitely helping us out into Q2. It wasn't the greatest lap. After 2 sectors, we were 1.4 seconds down. I think I was pushing just a little bit too hard here. Overall, a bit of a scrappy lap, but I was hoping just to maybe a P15 would do, because I knew we'd probably be the slowest car in the session. Come to the line, average lap overall, but it puts us up to P15 initially, ahead of Gutierrez in the Haas, but he eventually did put in a better lap, so we're only 3/10 off a Haas, and that's not too shabby, I've got to say. So we'll be starting from P16, 2 races in a row, but I know our race pace is definitely better than our qualifying pace, and a shout out to last season where we got pole position in wet conditions. So I was confident in the race because of our pole position last season, and yeah, I'm just genuinely better in the rain, especially with this car. So yeah, I was hoping for some big things here, especially with the additional downforce we have. I have sacrificed a bit of straight line speed, so hopefully we can be competitive and hopefully get a decent points finish like last time out in Bahrain. P6, absolutely brilliant. You see Nico Rosberg's on pole. He's had a fantastic start to the season. A first, a second, and he's got pole here. So yeah, it's looking good for a very exciting race at China. Here is Crofty with the grid for the Chinese Grand Prix.
We're almost ready to go then, and this is what the starting grid looks like for today's race. Nico Rosberg will start his silver arrow from pole position, with Daniel Ricciardo slotting in alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Vettel, Raikkonen, Max Verstappen and Sainz, Alonso, Kvyat, Perez and Nico Hülkenberg, Haryanto, Massa, Jolyon Palmer and Button, Gutierrez and De Sauber, Lewis Hamilton and Kevin Magnussen, Wehrlein and Bottas, Romain Grosjean and Marcus Ericsson rounds off the grid.
So not much to show here in terms of strategy. Looks like it's going to be a consistently intermediate tired Grand Prix. So yeah, rain throughout. It should be interesting. Let's hope for a load of action. And now we're building up. We're also starting ahead of Hamilton. Just want to point that out. 5 lights and away we go. A decent initial getaway. Should be side by side with Gutierrez here. And we've got a decent run on Button as well. Very tricky turn 1 and turn 2, especially in these conditions. Diving up the inside. Oh, Palmer's cut across us. We've kind of barged him out the way there. Luckily, no damage. And the AI just don't like the inside line here at all. So we take advantage. Bit of contact there between the Force India and the Manor. Side by side with Kvyat. This start's been incredible so far. We haven't really done too much either. Hasn't taken a lot of effort at all. We're trying to squeeze past very close to the Toro Rosso there. I think we did grace front tyres there, but side by side into turn 4 I think it is here. Can we get anyone else into the break-in zone? We're trying our best to avoid Sainz. Slight touch with Perez, but we've gained 7 positions from that start. Sainz is holding up Perez. Can we get round the Force India? Yes we can. Thank you, Carlos. We actually got on the grass there. I don't know why I did that, but P8, wow, that's a whole of a lot more than I could have expected from this first lap. But ahead of me on the back straight of the first lap, Sainz blast past Alonso. So Alonso still doesn't have the best straight line speed. And we do something a bit cheeky here, trying to go round the outside of Alonso. He definitely could have shoved us off the track there, but wow, look at that traction. Wow, this car's improved so much. I can't tell you how different this car feels to Australia. Australia, I knew the car was horrible. And then 5 upgrades, and it feels like a totally different beast. It's absolutely brilliant. We're fighting to overtake cars. Bahrain, the first 5 laps, I was blasting through so many drivers. The field is that close that it gives us the opportunity, and fresher tyres as well, so that did help. And now, we're just looking superior in the intermediate conditions. I can't believe we're fighting this far up the field, but yeah, we get past Max Verstappen, but I think the way to show how close the field is, like Ferrari aren't even the quickest car and they're fighting at the front all the time. It's Mercedes, Red Bull and Ferrari, as you'd kind of expect. But in the car comparison, it's like Toro Rosso at the front, so it's really strange how it all pans out. But Raikkonen makes a mistake here. Him and Vettel have been getting far too close. I mean, if you remember back to Abu Dhabi, Raikkonen fighting for the championship, Vettel completely runs him off the track. It's absolutely incredible. Definitely wouldn't happen in real life. I mean, these two probably wouldn't be that close in real life either. But we get past Sainz there, so the 2 Ferraris hold the Toro Rosso up. And look at Raikkonen there. He goes for a swipe on Vettel. They really don't like each other in this career. And we try and go for the outside move again, but these two side by side. Vettel holds up Kimi here, so we might have a better run. Oh, I don't think we're going to do anything here, so we're going to have to wait for our opportunity. But these two really holding us up and bunching us up back here. You can see Ricciardo and Rosberg in the lead, just pulling away. That's the essential race pace, and I don't think we have enough to catch up to them at all, but we might have a shot at P3 if these Ferraris keep going side by side like this. And it is a great battle to watch. I was just waiting for someone to crash because it seemed inevitable how close they really are getting, and just looking for the opportunity. We go slightly wide there, and Sainz just throws it up the inside. He was very opportunistic there. I didn't expect that at all, so we give him enough room. The 2 Ferraris getting close again. Why is Raikkonen weaving around so much? It's so off-putting. Thinking about going up the inside, but no, we're not going to do that. Double lock up there, and we slot in behind Kimi. That was a great battle from the AI. Really did hold each other up, and I can't believe no one spun out or anything. But we're on the back of Raikkonen. Lap 5 now. Can we put him under pressure? Can we go for the move? We're very late. Oh, double lock. Oh, we're going to have to avoid Vettel there. I think we clipped Kimi. How we got through that gap, I don't know. I was sure I was going to take someone out there. Bit of a rookie mistake there. Too late on the brakes. And we just slot through this gap nearly perfectly. A slight clip of Kimi, but I had to turn left into a right-handed corner to avoid Vettel. So we lost a position or 2. I think it might only be 1. This is on board with Verstappen. We do rejoin the track. And I don't think it's that dangerously. Verstappen tries to stop me returning, but get a better run there. And Raikkonen, what is Raikkonen doing at the moment? He's forcing everyone off the track, trying to make contact. Slows down Sainz here. We're going to go for the outside line. I do like the outside line. It is like the wet karting line in real life. I'm not sure if that's implemented into this game, but I do quite like trying this, and it seems to have worked here, side by side with Sainz. We got the better run. Can we get ourselves up to P5? No, not yet actually. He is fighting back. This is a brilliant battle with the Toro Rosso driver up the inside, late on the brakes. And another thing I've got to point out, stability of the car under braking. I used to have to brake so early into corners with the car from last season, but now, like braking into turn 1 of Bahrain, absolutely perfect. Into this hairpin, even in these conditions, it feels absolutely brilliant. So much easier to control. Though we didn't get a great run out that snail section, I'm really struggling with it. I've got to say, I was commenting about the braking. I kind of messed it up there. So I've messed it up twice already. Yeah. It's just, I'm trying to be as late as possible, just making a couple of silly mistakes, but the Force Indy gets past me back there, and just behind us, we've got 4 wide into the hairpin. AI 4 wide, never going to work. The Manor spins, and there's a bit of a train formed. That's never going to end well, and something I did notice was a Haas taking Felipe Massa out the race. I mean, wow, how unlucky is that? The virtual safety car is out. That came out just as we passed the pits. We wouldn't have stopped anyway. It's far too early. We are going for the 1 stop, pitting around lap 13 to 15 halfway through the race. But I've got a feeling my Delta was different to Perez's and Sainz's, because I was right on their tail, trying to make the most of the returning to racing speed. We nearly timed it perfectly. Just went a little bit too early, so we slot in behind Perez. But this is a fantastic battle between myself, Perez, and the Toro Rosso Carlos Sainz up the inside of Perez. 3 different teams. I just love how close this field is. I know I keep saying it over and over again, but it makes for such exciting racing, and it's not the same drivers winning over and over again. So yeah, more of this in 2017 please, Codemasters. Lap 8 now, on the back of Carlos Sainz. We get a brilliant run through the final corner, and we've got really good straight line speed. Even with the setup that's designated more to downforce into turn 1, I'm not very confident into turn 1 on the inside. I don't want to brake too late, because I know you understeer every time. I thought I'd just go straight on, take Sainz off. It'd probably end up spinning, but being a bit cautious there did help us out, and that got us up to P5. Lap 9 now. Again, we're getting on this curb. I'd definitely advise to stay off that curb in the wet. It doesn't help at all. Sainz on our right is going for the move, but look at the Force India blast pass here. Double slipstream has helped him, no end there, and then into the hairpin. This is what I'm talking about, confidence on the brakes. That's what we can do, and we can fight back. It's just so satisfying. We defend our P5 position. We are dropping off from Kimi, but we're very competitive at the moment, and it's brilliant. I've just noticed Vettel's gone into the pits. That suggests 2-stop. Kimi's gone into the pits. Ferrari are doing a 2-stop. I don't think a 2-stop is necessary at all. I think we might see our tyre wear at the end of lap 10 here. High 30s. We can easily do a 1-stop here. They might have the advantage of fresher tyres at the end of the race, but I really can't see that being a huge advantage. But yeah, that puts us up to P3. The 2 leaders don't seem to be going down that route. And once again, Perez is fighting. He does have great straight line speed in that Force Indy. Is he going to get it done, or can we hang it around the outside and regain the position? We're getting so close. Wheel-to-wheel racing. I'm a bit wary with the AI, but recently it's not been too bad. So we defend our position here. Perez trying to go around the outside into the final corner. That's never going to work. We go wide, but Perez has also gone wide. So we've got a bit of breathing space, and I decided at this point I'm starting to hold up the the big train behind me of about 5 or 6 cars, might even be more, and I thought I'm going to go for the undercut and try and create a gap. Go for 15 laps on my second stint. A bit of a risk, but I thought it was worth it, because this battling, we're just losing so much time to the cars in P1 and 2, Ricciardo and Rosberg, and I think if we keep battling like this, the Ferraris might fight back with their 2-stop strategy. So I thought I'd try this. Inters again, going to the end of the race. Hopefully we don't come out in any traffic. Looks like he's P15 ahead of Marcus Ericsson actually, so he's over a full stop behind me. So the Sauber does have improved performance, even for Ericsson. He's not in last, which is good for him, I've got to say, but he's still nowhere near my performance. Later on in the lap, Kimi Raikkonen is out of the race. This was just ahead of us, so no threat from him. It looks like it's probably an engine failure, and yes it is, confirmation there. Just pulls off to the right here, and I think the safety car comes out. Yes it does, and I was looking at the mini-map. Of course that would happen on lap 14 when the AI are going to come into the pits. So they are going to get the advantage. I tried to time the delta perfectly, a tenth too quick, so I had to back off once again. Don't think it really cost us any positions, but we're coming out now. P11, there are still some cars who are yet to pit. They didn't catch up to the safety cars, so they're in the pits now, lap 15. Usually they would lose out because of pitting a lap into the safety car period, which isn't a great strategy at all. But we end up, our genuine position is P9, so we have lost out by about, well, 6 positions really, but we're still in the hunt, so that's the main thing. Now we're getting ready for the restart, sprint to the end. I say a sprint, it's like 11 laps, but P9. We don't get a great run out the final corner, and we've got Lewis Hamilton behind us, so he should be putting us under pressure, but I thought, Alonso, he shouldn't be that difficult to overtake, but I didn't expect to be getting this close to him this so soon. So we get a great run out of turn 3 there. Swooping to the right. Gonna beat him under braking, are we? Yes, we are. Up the inside, slithering up there. And there we go, up to P8, and we're just behind Carlos Sainz, so that's the battle we were in before. A few cars have jumped up the order, like I think Hulkenberg's in P2. There's a yellow flag, Ricciardo set the fast lap of the race, and then he is retired. That's absolutely incredible. We've been gifted 2 positions here. The leader of the race, world champion from last season, Daniel Ricciardo, engine failure. Raikkonen was ahead of us, engine failure, so yeah. I don't know if the Codemasters is trying to help us out here, but that's 2 positions gained. Hulkenberg is off ahead of us. Looks like he's gone off the track, and this is a good thing to see. Hulkenberg making a mistake there, AI making a mistake. We want to be seeing this to keep it realistic. Double lock up, and he's off the track, so yeah. He does back up, actually makes a bit of contact there with the Red Bull. He backs the Toro Rosso signs into us, so we were dropping off this pack a little bit, and that's going to bring us slightly closer, which will help us. And who went into the pits there? Was that actually a few cars going into the pits? I can't believe this is happening. A driver's making a second pit stop? That's incredible, because I'm taking these to the end for sure. Tyre wear is not that high. We're up to P3, and I was thinking, if Sainz and Hulkenberg pit on the next lap, we're going to be leading the race in a Sauber. What is going to happen? And indeed they do pit, and I couldn't believe it. All my Christmases coming at once. A lot of cars going in. Everyone is 2-stopping apart from myself. And with what? 6 laps to go? Tyre wear not that high. We've got a shot of winning this by the AI's stupid strategy. I thought, surely... What? I don't understand what they're doing. Like, tyre wear for us is going to be tricky at the end, but we have a 15-second lead over Rosberg. Looking at the mini-map, the next 2, I think could be our only threat, because P4 is very far behind. We've got a fantastic shot of the win, and for sure at podium, honestly guys, I couldn't believe what was going on. With 2 laps to go, the gap is down to 6.5 seconds. We do make a bit of a mistake here, luckily just keep it on the track. But everything is falling into place for us. My engineer has told me Rosberg has a problem and is slowing down. Of course he is. Ricciardo and Raikkonen retire, who are in front of us. The AI do a 2-stop. Rosberg, who's charging, but closing me down by like 3 seconds a lap, gets an issue. We're not going completely off the track, even though we're making mistakes into turn 1. It's falling into place, guys. And we're about to take a victory in a Sauber. I honestly couldn't believe it. We're coming to the final sector. Perez finally got ahead of Rosberg. Rosberg held Perez up for 2 sectors of that final lap. I think Perez would have closed up to us if Rosberg didn't hold him up, because we were really struggling at this point. But we're coming around the final corner. Oh my god, a season of struggles with Sauber, but we're coming home to win the Chinese Grand Prix. This is absolutely amazing. The feeling, I was genuinely just overjoyed. What a feeling that was. Everything fell into place, like absolutely everything. I can't believe that happened. Yeah, I'm lost for words, guys. We've won in the worst car on the grid. These upgrades really helping me, and it's just going to be a great season, I feel. I think the championship's probably too much to aim for, but getting in the top 10 for sure, and maybe taking a few wins. A few more upgrades on this car, and we can be consistently fighting for the top 5. So the 1-stop has paid off for us. We only just beat Perez. I'm pretty sure Perez would have beaten us if Rosberg had just let him pass, but of course he's not going to do that. Looking further down, there's not really too many big names at the top. There's the likes of Hulkenberg, Kvyat in the mid-pack. Alonso got a few good points to McLaren. He doesn't usually score that heavily. Vettel, 3-stop, never going to work, and he ends up in P10. Where's Ericsson 19th, even not 90th, and there's the retirements at the bottom. I think Ricciardo would have won this race, if I'm going to be honest, but in the driver's standings with 3rd, I would never have thought that. That's brilliant. I lost the words, guys. I don't think Russia's going to be as easy for us. I feel like that's going to be a weak track, so we probably won't get these feelings in Sochi, but I'm going to savour this because that was such a fun race. So again, I do apologise for the Bahrain Grand Prix recording failing, but I'm going to be bringing these videos out very quickly, or the rest of the 18 races out just before F1 2017. So yeah, you've got a lot of videos to watch, guys, so it's going to be a fun season. Hope you guys are enjoying it. Please do leave a like if you did enjoy this victory. Subscribe if you haven't already to my channel. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you next time out in Russia. Goodbye.